Hi there, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Angie, and I am a chemist who loves makeup. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about a controversy with Kat Von D Beauty that popped off last night on Twitter. I am going to put a picture right here while I describe it to you in case you haven't heard about it. But somebody posted a picture of where they took out the inside component of the Kat Von D tattoo liner. That's going to be this part right here. If you pull this out, it'll come out of both the full size and the travel size liner, and they were the same size. But in the bigger liner, it claims to have twice as much product than the small liner, yet the inside component is the same size. So everybody was accusing Kat Von D of ripping them off and actually giving them the same amount, even though obviously the full size costs quite a bit more. I already talked about this in a live stream. My computer crashed in the middle of the live stream, so it was in two parts, and that made it kind of confusing for replay watchers. So Kat Von D responded, and they said, no, they do use the same inside component, but it's different fill lines, you know, for like performance reasons, whatnot, but you are getting the amount stated on the packaging. And I happen to believe this is true. I don't think they're lying about this. They are owned by the same people who own Sephora and own quite a few other brands. It would kind of really ruin their reputation if they did that across the board. And for a big company, that's not really something they're gonna risk. In fact, usually companies will overfill their product, not like overfill to where it's like spilling everywhere, but they do overfill it past what they say to kind of give them some wiggle room. When these machines fill, you know, there's a little bit of variation each pour, so it's better to be safe and put a little bit more than be sorry and not put enough. Even I think I can recall Norvina saying that they do give you a little bit more in their like liquid lipsticks, I think it was. Because again, yeah, they just want to be safe, and who's going to complain if they actually got more product? And why did they do this? Well, the thing is, we have to think about how many different pieces of the packaging they're going to have. They're going to have the lid. They're going to have this little inside component. They're going to have the outside component. It's cheaper if they can produce more. If they have to produce two different sizes, it's going to cost more. And they're already producing different sizes of this part. I don't know about the lid. If they only have to change this outside part and the lid and that inside component can be the same, that's going to be a lot cheaper than if they have to make something smaller of each of those three things, just if that makes sense. And it makes it easier for them to make these like travel size liners by spending less money on more packaging. That helps them a lot too. That's what allows them to put a lot of those value kits that has the liner in it, because it's not costing them that much more money if they only have to make one different component for all of those. And so visually, I think we kind of have to think about this as a consumer. Like, say you saw a chip bag. So like, say one was this big and then one was like this big. But you're probably gonna go for this one, and a lot of people wouldn't even check them. Even if they were the same amount, like, and you didn't know, you would probably still buy the bigger one. And a lot of people are like, oh, they're making us pay for air. Yes, technically, visually, it's deceptive, but they still told you how much they were giving you when you looked at the weight, if that makes sense. Let's compare that chip kind of concept to a liner. So let's think about that. So if this was like, you know, obviously essentially this is like nothing, and then we have like this component. But if they told you like, hey, so the travel size has this amount, but we also have a full size amount that has twice as much, but it looks the same, you're gonna think that's really weird. And compared to other eyeliners, I feel like if it was like this big, even though it had the same amount as a product that was this big, you are gonna still buy, you are gonna want that bigger size because it visually looks better. Also, I think like ergonomically speaking, I think it's easier to use like a full size than the little ones. Sometimes the little ones are hard to use. So just for like use purposes, I think the longer one is easier anyway. And then lastly, I wanted to see if maybe they were ripping people off. So I wanted to see if maybe we're getting less product than other companies are giving us. So I kind of looked into it, and it seems like this 0.55 is pretty typical. The Stila Stay All Day is also 0.5 mils. I saw a Lancome one that was, a Marc Jacobs one that was. They all seem to be roughly about the same amount. There were two that I noticed that did have more right off the bat. The new Benefit Roller Liner has 1.0 mils, so that's twice as much product. And the Tarte Sex Kit Liner actually has 1.5 mils. So I thought that was really interesting that it has that much product. I think I have a sample of it, so I should probably try it because that's a better deal anyway. My last point I want to make is I kind of want to hear your guys' opinion on this, because I had to, like, after seeing how much packaging was like wasted, I kind of had like the thought process, like, what if like a brand did do what I described, where they had like that size, but they purposely market themselves as being like more eco-friendly because they use like less packaging, but you're getting the same amount as like other brands. I wonder if that would be something like I kind of like maybe like Lush or something, because I kind of think of Lush who tries to like, you know, go green through the packaging. So that's just another thought. Do you think that Kat Von D is misleading people? Or do you think that this isn't a big deal? Do you think that brands need to stop doing this? You know, kind of let me know what you think. And if you like this video, don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button so you'll always be notified when I upload a new video. With that, I will see you in my next video. Bye!